What's up, everybody? It is Dumbass and Richard, and welcome back to another episode of R&D
R&D
Rewind,
Rewind.
the first episode of 2026. Technically, this is take two because we have been recording for about 30 minutes, and I did not realize that my phone was not connected to the little audio box to have our microphones connected. Um,
You gotta be kidding me. Okay, so we're
oh.
gonna go over real quick what we just talked about. Um, Dakota hadn't really watched anything because we kind of just go through our life stuff at the very beginning of this. Dakota, he hadn't watched anything other than Stranger Things. I watched Polar Express. Not as good as I remember it. It's a 7 point. Did I say 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
I watched Die Hard. I recommend that. That's like a 9 out of 10. Actually, I don't know if it's a nine. I think it's like 8 out of 10. But and I think Grinch is probably my favorite Christmas movie. I
Yep.
just don't think that movie ages poorly. And watched Avatar: Way of Water. I loved it. That's my only second time watching it. I got that for Christmas, and my girlfriend watched it. Amanda, she was crying through the whole thing. She loved it so much, and I'm just trying to speed up things because that's a disaster. It was a disaster. Um, Dakota, your thoughts on Stranger Things season finale, uh,
The last
season
up.
5?
Yep.
Go.
I feel like that little Simpson character. I'm in danger.
Oh god.
um. That's okay. That's just a part of that's a part of content creating. Um. No. What did I think of Stranger Things season 5? I thought it was a great close off to the characters. We're going to start a little spoiler free and then get into spoilers. Um, while I do think that there are some things that were not answered, in my opinion, some things that were kind of just forgotten. So then you could kind of wrap up the story of the kids. Um, I think, anyways, overall, I think the entire season gets like a 7.5 for me.
Yeah, 7.5. Okay.
Yep.
And
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna say, um, for me, it almost kind of lost me at like the middle of the episode, but I paused it at one point and I was like, another hour. What is gonna happen?
Mm,
And but I wasn't satisfied, but then like at the credits, I actually was satisfied, and I really thought about it a lot. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? They did the best they could to wrap up everyone's storyline, everybody,
hmm
because it's a large cast. Um, but season 5 overall, I do think they blew their load last last season. I think they did top off last season. Last season was so good. I had no complaints.
hmm
But though I do think this episode 8, was it called Right Side Up?
Yeah. Yeah.
2 hours. I am fulfilled. I am happy, bittersweet, um, emotional because I did get emotional a few times, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the last episode. I can't say the same for the entire season though. Um,
So the season
it
is
had some high points, but overall, I do think this last episode is was very good. It is the best episode of the entire season 5, obviously.
real quick. What would you give the entire season as a rating?
The entire season, I would. So since I do think they nailed the last episode, and it
hmm
was 2 hours, so it's just like two episodes in one. I think I'm right there with you, 7.5.
7.5.
I
All right.
want to give it an 8, but I can't go that high. I just can't.
Do you remember each section well enough to where you could give each section its own rating? No. Okay. That's okay.
That's how memorable this season was. I remember that. I remember Will getting his powers at the mid-season finale. Um, the Max stuff with Holly, is it?
Mhm.
When they're just sitting there talking, I don't. I remember that, but I didn't like it. They try to duplicate what they did last season. It just didn't. It was nowhere near as epic. And the Dustin. So like, okay, we're gonna get into spoilers in a minute. So I just yeah, we'll talk about that.
Let's go ahead and go into the spoiler section. All right.
Yeah, I get your notes.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because dude, I'm sorry guys. I'm just so mentally I'm frustrated with myself because that was a good 30-minute section that we had there
It
and I
was.
completely just fucked that up. But that's okay. That's okay.
I
You
mean, we could have just put it in, but it would have just been echo audio instead of quality audio.
yeah, that's okay. Y'all deserve better. Um all right. So, now that we're in spoilers, what do you think happened? Do
To
you
11.
Mhm.
I have conflicting thoughts only because of Mike's reaction after he put his book back.
Mhm.
At first, I was like, "Oh, she actually did. They actually did pull that off because they're showing her
Mhm.
at the." And did you notice the three waterfalls?
Yep.
They're actually showing her like doing this. So but then Mike, it almost seemed like I think she did survive, but I think Mike was telling that story like he was making it up because he didn't really know. And only because of his reaction after he put his book away, he was about to cry again. And because he was like, did you know? You remember this?
Yep.
Okay, so I do think 11 did survive. I did see reactions on Millie Bobby Brown when she was doing some interviews, and people were asking her, "How do you like to see your? How did you like your ending?" And she was kind of like conflicted almost. She was like saying, "Oh, I liked it," but she was giving off this "I didn't really like it, but I thought it was okay" kind of vibe.
Mhm.
I I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Duffer Brothers didn't have the balls to kill off anybody. Only because I don't know why they didn't. I'm surprised they didn't. I mean, they only cut off one character, but that character wasn't hadn't been there since season 2. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
the character he's talking about is Kali.
oh, so
Um
you remember that character's name? Yeah. What? How do you remember that character's name?
um cuz I wrote it down.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
So okay, to kind of give some like clearance on what we're talking about. So there's a scene to where pretty much the military finds out their plan of what they're obviously wanting to do. So the military pretty much finds Hopper, Callie, and L in the Upside Down. They use like the big mind machine that they use to prevent Callie and L to use their powers. There's
They
they
didn't fool me with him shooting her, by the way. With Hopper shooting L.
Yeah. Um,
I was like, I don't know about that.
it fooled me for a second. Um, and so obviously, uh, the the top government or soldier guy, whatever, has his gun pointed at Hopper, obviously, and he because it's just Hopper and Callie, because Hopper goes back to save Callie after he saves L. L's in a safe space. Um, he's pretty much like, "Where's the other girl?" And Hopper's like, "Go to hell! You're never gonna have her." Oh. And then as he's about to shoot Hopper, uh, is it Murray? Is that his name?
Yeah, I
Um,
think so. Yeah.
Murray throws a grenade onto this helicopter that has the big sound machine, creates this big explosion to where it obviously throws everyone back that's in the room next to the helicopter. He still shoots the gun. Uh, he doesn't end up shooting Hopper though. He actually ends up shooting Callie on accident. Um, you get a badass scene with L to where L kills everyone that's in the room. And then she leaves that guy for last. She literally makes him shoot himself, which I think is awesome. But then Callie dies. I wasn't too sure if she actually died or not. Um, but she does. Um, and so there is obviously what Richard's talking about, like halfway through the episode. Everyone, they save the kids and everything, kill Vecna. They get out of the upside down, and they get ambushed by the government. Um, to where they have everyone at gunpoint and everything, and they can't find L. Then you see L pretty much at the gateway of the upside down. And Murray, before they leave the upside down, Murray sets these charges to pretty much just create this big explosion to destroy the upside down. Um, and then so they're at the gateway. You see Elle standing in the gateway, and it's like, oh shit. Mike and Elle have this moment pretty much in Elle's mind, to where Elle's like, I love you. I have to do this to make sure that this all ends, because the government still wants to do projects on Elle, and she obviously just wants to end it all. And so, big explosion, Elle dies. I appreciate the fact that they kind of leave it up for interpretation. In my personal opinion, I think Elle actually dies, and I think Mike Mike being the storyteller that he says that story because that's what he would want to believe, and that's what he wants everyone else to believe, that Elle is still out there, she's alive, and that she's happy. Because the fact that they add the fact that she goes to a place where there's three waterfalls, and that's what he constantly was telling her. We're going. Okay, sorry about that. More technical difficulties.
So three waterfalls.
Yep.
So you think that
I think he just created the perfect dream scenario, to put his mind at peace, to make sure to kind of make sure that everyone thinks that Elle is in a happy place. Um, because I mean, whether what you're if you're the religious type or not, I mean, he pretty much just like said that she went to heaven almost, because she went to a perfect place that doesn't exist. And is the place that he kept telling her that, hey, this is where we're going to go after all of this is done. Um, so I think because of that scenario, I think Ella's actually gone. So
so the reason why I think that she did survive is because in a moment in a if he was telling this story, he's going to remember her how like pretty much exactly where the last time he saw her. So I said like visually, I figured that would be the case if she was still wearing the same clothes. You know what I mean? Because the Duffer Brothers visually wanted us to think that, oh yeah, she's going to this place, Three Waterfalls, but she looked completely different.
Mhm.
Different clothes, her hair is down, longer, whatever. I figured that maybe if he's telling this story, that the Duffer Brothers would have that they would have filmed that, like, her still in the wetsuit and walking up to the waterfalls. It kind of like visually, I feel like that would be the case, but I think Elle survived. I think they did make that plan, but I'm just gonna say, like, I just wish they had the balls to kill a few people, and kill off a few characters. But though, again, I get it because they've all gone through shit for 5 seasons.
Yeah, and plus they kept teasing people's deaths. So
Yeah,
honestly, at the beginning of the episode where Steve almost dies and then Jonathan saves him, uh, when that happened, I'm like, okay, there's a good chance that none of these kids are dying because they just keep teasing it.
yeah.
Um, and then like they kind of tease Nancy's a little bit when uh I don't know if that thing was technically like a mind flare or just like a big ass fucking spider. I don't know what that was.
That was epic. That I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do think it was supposed to be like the version of the Mind Flare. I figured we would have actually visually seen the Mind Flare, but we never do. I know the
Yeah.
Mind Flare is the big bad, and I actually thought that maybe Vecna was gonna turn babyface, wrestling term.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't. But I don't know. I'm weird about the Vecna stuff, but I do like that. Like, they killed him pretty easily. Elle did, which I guess it does make sense because he didn't have the kids to begin to, like, in the end.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess you could say everybody did their part, but like everybody had to do their part perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that there wasn't at least one slip up, and I figured that even that one slip up would have killed a character or two.
You know what threw me off though? How did they get on top of those cliffs so fast?
Oh, which part are you talking
Like
about?
so when Nancy's down there, she's like, "I'm the bait," and they're like, "We need to get on top of these cliffs." To
Oh, on top of the bluffs, yeah.
I'm like, dude, how did y'all get up there so fast?
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna come up with something, but I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna come up with something.
Because I mean that is I think that is my overall like I enjoy how the story ended. It's just how we got there. I'm having some issues with. Like this is the ultimate finale. We do not see one Demogorgon.
That's true, yeah.
We do not see one Demogorgon. Pretty much,
Although the Demogorgons have been a big part of the whole season overall.
yeah. So
I think we've seen enough of it. But I agree with you. I figured we've seen maybe two of them.
yeah, like
Um,
give us something.
but I just wish they kind of would have. See, like, everybody had to do their part, and that's how they set it up. But I do wish that we would have gotten a cool fight scene with Elle, Will, and the what's her name, the Elle's
Callie
sister, Callie, whatever her
or
name is,
Collie. I don't know.
Collie. Um, I do wish we would have gotten a fight scene with them three against Vecna and a few Demogorgons. Um, that would have been pretty sweet, and I really thought they were going to team up. I thought they were going to team up, period, but they never did. They
So
kind of did, but they didn't.
yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Will saves Elle from Vecna, like putting
Yeah.
his claw on her face, pretty much. I'm not. I mean, Will has a moment with Henry to where and that's only just to show us pretty much gives the because you're always like, okay, who's the big bag? Is it Vecna or is it the Mind Flayer? You pretty much get the answer that the Vecna and the Mind Flayer are pretty much just one.
Yeah.
Um,
But Henry at one point was an innocent little boy.
yep, yeah. And so pretty much you find out that when Vecna dies, the Mind Flayer dies. Um, so I'm gonna go back because okay, so you think L lives. So the way that L lives is that Kali um pretty much puts like an invisibility cloak on L to where she can secretly get away from all the shit that's going on.
Hmm.
So if Callie is still alive after they leave, why doesn't she do anything to help them fight Vecna?
Because I think because you know how her powers are their powers almost kind of they can only go so far with because you know how like they say like L's battery is low. You gotta go charge your battery.
Mm-hmm.
I think she only had enough juice to do that,
No.
not to fight Vecna. Because it was I think it was always meant to be L to fight him,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was a pretty cool fight. It was
No.
pretty
No. No.
cool.
I agree. I agree. Um. I don't know. I kind of there. I don't know how I feel about the Callie character. I feel like there was just a lot of forced drama with her character.
Yeah. Did we ever see the demise of these military people other than Hopper shooting them?
Like you're talking about when they're all captured and then L dies.
Yeah.
No, then that's the other issue I have. So after L dies, it's just a shot of everyone screaming like no and shit.
Which was
I
very
every
good, by the
I
way.
yeah, no, it was everything's fine. I'm just trying to straighten out my camera so it looks a little bit better. Um
I'd
no
say
no,
I'll.
that was the other issue I like the issue overall that I have was that you had this grand finale, but there were so many plot holes that you not. I'm sorry, I don't want to say plot holes, but you spent the last half of the episode pretty much closing the story for all the main characters, which is
Hmm.
great. But then there's okay, what happened to the military? Like you spent so much time around
The military
this
group.
badass military lady and you get nothing. Like after the scene of everyone screaming, it just cuts to 18 months later to where they've pretty much built Hawkins back to normal. They pretty much leave a memorial where the gateway was to honor, I guess, the citizens of Hawkins. I think that's what it said.
Yeah.
But you don't hear anything about the military. You don't know what happens. You don't know what happens with the military lady.
I
Um,
would probably bring down your mic a little. There you go. It's covering your face.
I wanted to. I don't want you to see my face.
There you go.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah. All right. Um, yeah, that stuff bothered me. I just I what while I can appreciate the story, I feel like you needed a little bit of stronger writing to close everything off.
I think I say they were about 90% there
Yeah.
because everything else was really really good. But yeah, we didn't see once that I mean what's her name? I just don't know the character's name, but I want to call her Sarah Connor because that's who she is in the Terminator movies.
Mhm.
Um, she deserved her own demise, and it needed to be Elle to do it. But you know what though? I'm gonna talking about speaking of demises, the one good it was so satisfying. Will's mom.
Yeah.
That was satisfying because that was well deserved.
Yep. Yep.
And we get
At first,
shots of all of the amount of trouble that Vecna caused this this family for 5 seasons was well deserved. I loved that a lot.
yeah.
They do a damn good job at showing, giving us every little moment, every great moment from the past seasons in this episode.
No, they do, and I think that I think it makes sense. At first, I'm like, why are they having Joyce do this? But then thinking about it, it wouldn't make sense for Will to do it. It wouldn't make sense for Elle to do it. It wouldn't make sense for any of the other characters to do it because I mean, obviously, they are affected in some way, but not as much as Joyce. Like Joyce was the first one to start. Like obviously, Will was the first one to be impacted, but like the trauma that she through in season one,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find Will.
It didn't
Yeah,
happen again, didn't it? Didn't they take Will again in season two? Didn't he go missing again?
dude, I don't know. I need to rewatch it because Nicole was talking about that like season two was when they were really focusing on the mind flayer. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
just
yeah,
dude,
she's right about that.
I don't remember it. I just don't remember season two at all. Like I need to go back and I mean after the way that everything ended, I want to go back and rewatch the seasons anyway. In reality, I wanted to do that before this season came out, but Nicole didn't want to. Um, yeah, because season two was just so forgettable. I mean, and also it doesn't help that that was the only season that I only watched once.
Yeah, me too. I would say I think so. I think I'm the same way. Yeah.
Like I only watched it once. Like and it was like obviously it was the first time around when I was just watching all the seasons back to back. Uh, I think getting ready for season four.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm sad that I'm just gonna say it. I don't know how they would have incorporated it, so I guess it made sense. But I'm sad that we didn't get Eddie.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna come back as this like badass vampire slash bat thing to help him out at the end in the
Yeah,
upside
because
down.
I mean, you don't see the bats again,
Yeah, ever again.
so it's just
I don't know. But you know what though? Like I'm gonna say like this I episode yeah, I mean it was a damn good episode. I want to say it was a really really good episode. And whenever they killed Vecna so early,
hmm
an hour into the it's almost like they had two episodes here.
nah. I don't think.
It's like they shot it like it was two episodes. But I mean obviously I don't think they did, but it's because literally whenever Vecna dies at the end, you and then you get I don't know if the L would have been the ending, but I think the L dying would have been the ending of one episode, and then you
Mm,
get the whole closing of the chapter in the last episode. Obviously, it wasn't like that, but it almost seemed like that because like once like Vecna dies and you get the L moment, it was like an hour and like 10 minutes in, and that's normally when they would close an episode and would start another one.
Mhm.
But you get the whole epilogue at the end, um, with Will, and honestly, I'm gonna give praise to the Duffer Brothers. Mike became a big center focus of this episode, like he
Mhm.
had been for majority of this show, and I appreciated that.
So, question: if Elle's still alive, why hasn't she communicated with Hopper or Mike? Not in a way to where the military or any normal person would be able to see it. I mean, she can hack into people's brains whenever she wants.
Right, but I do think they want to. I do think that even she knew that's why she sacrificed herself. She knew that she had to go sacrifice herself. She knew she had to go. So, and she knew that Hopper was because they talked about it. Like, I'm not your child. You can let me go. And I think that she knows that they will move on. I just don't think that it would have been a right move for Elle to do that at all.
I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I don't know. Me personally, I'm
I thought whenever they were putting the books away because they kept doing these moments. I'm like, oh wait, what's gonna happen with the speakers at
hmm
the
yeah.
thing, and then when they were putting the books away, and I thought maybe something was gonna happen. I thought Elle was gonna communicate with them with just Will, not with everybody else.
With Will
But
or Mike.
I'm sorry, not Will, but Mike.
Okay.
Um, but I'm glad she didn't. If she is alive, I think that she would want them to move on because she's never going to be around them. So I think it's best that they think that she's gone because even Hopper sits there with Mike and says, we got to accept it. Got one road here, one road this way.
Yeah.
So I think she's smart enough to know that they have to accept that she's never going to be around ever again.
Which moments got to you in this? I'll just cut it to this episode.
To just this episode, which
hmm
moment? I have a few moments actually. I would say the Hopper and Elle moment, um,
Which one?
before she gets in the tank.
Okay.
That was very good. It's almost like he was trying to hold back tears and he was trying to keep it, you know, he was trying to be strong for her.
hmm
But um, I really liked that moment. I'd say all the acting was actually very good in this episode, unlike all the weird, cringy stuff that happened in the previous episodes. And I wonder if it had something to do with the Duffer Brothers being there, like behind the camera instead of just writing and stuff.
mm
Um, that moment, let me think of another. Dude, there were so many. Mike and L got me. Whenever
Yep.
I think Mike got me a few times because there was just like he just wanted to break quite a few times, but he was
Yeah.
trying to stay strong.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that I
Sorry.
think that was. I can't remember. I can't think of anything else. If I do, I'll just shout it out. But go. What about you?
Um, I think Elle and Hopper's last moment got to me.
Yeah.
Because it was the first time that Elle obviously Elle has always looked at Hopper as a father figure. I always say it, but the scene that like hit me the hardest in season 4 um was when Hopper opens the door and Elle like sees him for the
Mm-hmm.
first time since she's thought that he's been dead.
Yeah.
Um like Millie Bobby Brown's acting there was really good. Just the pure emotion of, um, yeah. I don't want to go too deep into that. It's the first, but this one is the first time that she blatantly says, "You've been a dad to me."
Oh yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm not going to get emotional, but it,
it was
yeah,
very good. Millie Bobby Brown, I think she nailed it.
she did really good.
She nailed her acting.
Honestly, the most impressive one was Finn Wolfhard to me,
Oh yeah,
because I've always criticized how just melatonin he is through everything when it comes to where I feel like he should be having like more emotion into things. When he's talking to Elle, like when they're pretty much saying their final goodbyes, and he's like, "Please don't do this. Please don't do this."
yeah,
Um, and then when he sees Elle die, I mean,
dude. I think everyone's reaction is it was very, very, very good.
yeah,
Yeah, but Mike's, Hopper, Will, everybody's reaction. I think they just nailed it.
I'm going to say something. It's not on the same level, but I saw a lot of similarities to Endgame with this one. Obviously, with it being the finale of everything. I mean, you have you know an Endgame and like the first what I think like the first 45 minutes of the movie. Like they go out and kill Thanos. Are you good?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on downstairs.
Um, I think she's letting the dogs out.
Oh,
Um, they go and kill Thanos, and you're like, okay, what's happening in the rest of this movie?
hmm,
You get the same thing where they kill Vecna, and you still have an hour left of it. Um, and then you have like the ultimate sacrifice.
yeah. Did you
Uh,
think Vecna was dead? Like, did you think he was like dead after he got his head chopped off? I was like, there's another hour of this. What the hell are they gonna do?
yeah, I mean,
But
with
they did
how,
exactly what they needed to do and what they should have done, which
yeah,
is what I'm happy about. I'm not gonna complain about it at all.
yeah. Because honestly, I would have been a little pissed off if they had that scene and he still came back. Because in a sense, like one, I mean, if that happened, then I would have been like, yeah, L's probably gonna have to die with him, like in the Upside Down or something, for him to be finally gone. But I think when his head gets chopped off, and then you pretty much see the heartbeat thing above them, kind of just like stops, and kind of like the tissue of it pretty much dies. I'm like, okay, this needs to be done.
Hmm.
So I don't necessarily know, because I know that they try to do too much sometimes. So I was kind of keeping an open mind of like there's a possibility that he's not dead. It was more of an approach of like, if he's not dead right now, I'm going to get pissed off, just
Yeah,
because I will say they were doing a lot of things this season that was just getting on my nerves and kind of pissing me off. I think that's what's disappointing about it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, no. Yeah. I don't know. I think they dropped the ball season 5 period,
mhm.
but I do think this last episode was like, why didn't you just give me this, but with like another extra hour, and just give me 3 hours of Stranger Things straight, like full 3 hours. I don't know. That's just a bad idea, but like I don't know. I just wish they would have just like I just wish season 5 would have been better. I just wish it would have been better,
Mm,
but it wasn't.
yeah,
It wasn't.
yeah. It wasn't. I mean, I don't know. It's
But we're gonna talk about my theory and then like that ending there.
mhm.
So I heard this theory going around, and I also thought it was actually gonna be bizarre and crazy if they would have done it. But I thought maybe they would have Vecna was gonna die and stuff, and then like the screen was gonna go black, and then we would have heard kids arguing. I thought they were gonna revert back to season one with them playing Dungeons and Dragons and with them arguing on on the game and stuff like that, just like they were. And I thought the Duff Brothers would have shot like secret scenes at the end, or well, at like for on episode one. I thought they would have shot secret scenes, and they would have saved it, and they knew that this season how the season was going to end, and I thought it was going to go right back to them playing the video game, and like nothing happened.
Hmm.
I think that would have been insane, and that would have like
So
knocked the
what you're
socks off
saying is that the
everybody.
entire Stranger Things show
Never happened.
was just them playing D&D.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Max doesn't exist. Like anything after them playing that game didn't happen
Yeah.
because of Mike's like great storytelling. Like, because they all have their own books,
Hmm.
dude. That would have been insane
Yeah.
for them to go right back to their younger selves, and that none of that happened. That would have been
Yeah.
so nuts. That would
Yeah.
have
I
been
kind of like the way
nuts.
that they do it though, to where
But
it's
yeah,
almost like
they kind of do it.
the
Yeah.
passing the. I mean, yeah, because at the end, uh, I can't remember if you said it or if Nicole said it, but I think it's awesome that Dustin worked so hard to become a valedictorian, and then just to pretty much just say fuck the school
Yeah, that
in Eddie's memory, pretty much. And then
that wasn't me.
the popular girl invites them to the party, and there's like, I actually have a better idea of what we should do, and they just go back to the house
Yeah,
to play
I
D&D.
turned to Amanda. I'm like, they're gonna go back to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep. Yep.
And then
Hmm.
we after that we get to the older kids having their great moment, and I'm like, okay, this is so bittersweet because it's almost like they're all saying their goodbyes in the show because they're never gonna be on screen again.
Hmm.
Because that's really almost kind of what it was.
Hmm.
Honestly, if that whole scene was just kind of improv, I wouldn't have been surprised. If that whole scene just wasn't scripted, because it almost really just seemed like, yeah, we're never gonna be able to, like, I miss you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys, but let's kind of like meet up once a month and hang out and stuff. Because like their reactions were so genuine to me, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I hate episodes like this.
It was so good, dude. I thought their reaction, them just talking to each other, and it just seems so genuine and just not acting at all.
Hmm.
But then we get them going back to Will's house, just or not Will's house, Mike's house, and then pretty much how it all started. And and that was so good because that is what we all fell in love with. These
Hmm.
kids, they literally just went right back to episode one, playing the game. But like also, I think the characters kind of, or not the characters, but the actors got that out of themselves. I'm like, okay, let's just act like kids, like how we were, and they nailed it. They did, and except for like Max being there, but dude, Max was like, what the hell? No
Yeah,
way!
yeah, she was very
It was
invested in
so
it.
good, so good. But with them all putting their books away, and Mike, and then like Mike's sisters,
Her new
friends running
friends.
downstairs, and probably the worst character I would say that they introduced, because each season they introduce a new character and they die at the end. I do think what's his name? Uh
Derek,
Dumbass Derek or something like that.
or Dickhead Derek, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I do think he was the worst one out of all the characters they kind of bring into the show, and
Hmm.
kind of like, write him off at the very end. But with Mike turning around and dude, I'm just so happy that it ended with him because there was something about like season 1, 2, like he was the center. He was almost kind of like, I don't want to say Elle was the main character because she really wasn't. Mike had a lot of screen time in those first few seasons, and I'm just happy that it ended with him and just like looking down at the kids, and it was very very good, very well done.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy.
All right. Yeah, no, obviously, definitely bittersweet. Oh my god, stupid thing. I like to stretch out and I kick my tripod too much. All right. Um, that being said, I want us to just spend these last couple minutes. Um, sorry, in the original video that got messed up, I was talking about wanting us to kind of. I know it's cliche and corny or whatever, but uh, to me, it's important. I want us to kind of talk about goals for 2026, whether they're personal or, um, podcast focused. Um, I want you to share some goals that you have for 2026.
Um, just kind of keep grinding, and I want to stay. I mean, during the holidays, kind of don't get consistent with the gym, but all summer and all spring, pretty much all fall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really 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 good with the gym, very consistent. But I just want to get back into that routine because I haven't been there in a month. Although I just went the other day. But more like just working out, taking care of myself, eating better. I know it's all a bunch of cliche things to say, but you know, I also don't think you need, like the year to restart to be your better,
Mm-hmm.
to be better for yourself, and but also getting better at the podcast stuff, and
Not
you
recording
know,
for 30 minutes to realize that
yeah,
you're not actually hooked up.
yeah. Yeah, I just want to get better at the podcast stuff and be more consistent. And yeah, actually, I do think we've been consistent with the podcast. The holidays are just hard. There's like we're busy. It's chaotic. Life is chaotic, but all that's done. It's New Year's today, so pretty much that. I just want to, you know, work hard at life and just be better at everything than I was last year. Um, I don't really think I have much else. Just like pretty much taking care of myself.
For sure.
That's pretty much it. And then getting better at the podcast stuff,
All
which
right.
I think we almost have down.
We do.
We're almost there.
We do. I mean, in reality, we are still
Still brand new. I think it's episode
obviously
5, right? I think
four.
this is episode 5. Welcome to Derry. I think it was 4. I think it was episode 4. This
Yeah.
is episode 5.
Um. Yeah. No, I agree. Um.
What about you, lonesome?
What?
What about you?
Um. Definitely, I have a lot of personal goals. In the last 3 months, I have lost about 35 pounds. Um. So I just wanted to continue on that trend. I kind of slowed down because I was on some medication to kind of like help that, and I'm no longer on that medication, so I'm kind of just doing it solo. Which it's been working out. I'm still losing weight, not as drastic, but by the
Just wait until summertime.
by the end of summer, I'm currently at 284 pounds. I started on July 29th. I was 320 pounds. So by my birthday, which is August 27th, I want to be at 250.
Nice.
So just continue to work on that. Which with what we do at work, I think that will be very obtainable. And just like you said, cleaning up my diet. Uh, Besides that, obviously want to get better at just managing my time as far as making sure I'm editing, giving out better quality of content, and just bringing out more content for you guys. Um, Most importantly, uh, I want to just I'm just the my biggest goal is just continue to learn to be a better and better dad for my daughter. She will be turning 1 in just over a month, and it's crazy because her first year of life, I feel like kind of just flew by, and there's a lot of stuff that happened to where I kind of feel like I was just not there mentally. And I want to take this opportunity to just be a more present dad because I feel like I've missed out on a lot, and just seeing how much she's grown in the last couple months, I makes me excited to see what she's going to be doing in the near future. So anyway, we're going to wrap up anyways because we've been recording for about an hour, hour and a half off and on. Um, so we're going to get this uploaded ASAP so y'all can get our thoughts while the season's still fresh on the brain for you guys.
Oh,
And then like we've been just beating, just we're going to be bringing out more consistent content, just more content in general. Um, so Richard, I'll let you go ahead and take it out for us.
um, if you haven't watched Stranger Things, I recommend the entire show. It's probably one of the best shows that we've gotten, I think, ever. And I know there's a boatload of shows out there I haven't seen. Like, I haven't seen Breaking Bad. People say the Breaking Bad is incredible. I
Maybe
think
that's the next show we watch.
maybe I don't know. I do think Welcome to Derry is the show of the year. Not gonna lie, that's probably the best show I've seen all year.
Probably,
Yeah,
probably.
which is crazy because like I loved Monarch that came out the beginning of this year.
Hmm.
I think it was this year, either that or it was last year. Um, we got the boys to look forward to next year. I don't think have you watched the boys? Oh, we need to get you on that.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get on that. That way we can talk about it when it comes out.
Oh yeah, the boys. That's ending, but um, yeah, Stranger Things. Love the show. It's bittersweet to see it go, but I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say. So, with that being said,
Oh, that's all you say.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dakota.
This is the R&D Rewind podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out, guys.